Anyway. Hello. So I want to talk about how, and this is just with anything. I'm going to make this real quick. This is with anybody. But this is something that I hear a lot. And it's specifically brown women who are always talking about, well, why do we have to be the ones to do this? But why do we have to be the ones to fight and take up for everybody? For instance, I want to talk about something I saw maybe a few weeks ago. I think it was about the transgender when Malik Yoba or somebody came out about trying to defend transgender because I think somebody got murdered. And Malik Yoba came out with some kind of controversy, right? And so that's when this whole thing came out, and you had a couple of brown women YouTubers hopping on brown women for not really supporting transgender, which I thought was very strange. Because these same brown women would talk about loving yourself and talking about putting yourself first and not letting anybody use you, but tell a group of brown women to support trans. There's nothing wrong with supporting, but you need to support yourself first, and brown women need to support each other first before they really support anybody else. They need to first support themselves, care about their daughters more, then support each other. Then they can worry about some transgender and all this other stuff going on. But this is what I want to talk about, because I think Funky Dineva is a guy who has a YouTube channel. Brown male has a YouTube channel, and he was hopping on brown women about what they need to do and what they need to support. And so I think the YouTuber Chrissy kind of posted, it was in a community post where she posted something that Funky Dineva said and trying to tell brown women what to do. And so I was reading the comments from other brown women, and they were talking about, well, why do we have to be the ones to just show all this support? Why do we have to be the ones? Why do we? It's like, and I'm thinking, you really don't have to be the ones to do that. You should be the ones who say no. But obviously, I just say that on this. I'm not the one to try to get that message out there like some of these other women do that have these channels really, really trying to reach these women like that. I'm just talking about it on this channel, which is not going to get no more than, maybe 20, 25 views, because it's not going to matter. These women, for some reason, just like to complain. You don't have to do what everybody tell you to do. If Funky Dineva was to get online and tell all of you to jump off of a cliff, would you do it? So you don't have to just do something because somebody tell you to do it. It's up to you to decide what to do. And the reason why these folks have these expectations of brown women is because brown women have always showed up for other people. Okay, brown women have showed up for brown men, and brown women have showed up for other people. They just don't show up for each other. Okay, that's why they have those expectations, because that's the kind of role that brown women have played for a long time. And so you can't expect the people who are used to you allowing them to step all over you. When you constantly allow somebody to step all over you, you can't expect them to all of a sudden have a heart and say, I'm going to stop stepping all over you. It has to be up to you to decide you're tired of being walked on too. It has to be up to you to say that you don't want this anymore. Because just as much as somebody can say that these folks are wrong for stepping all over you, you would be just as wrong for continuing to allow it, because you become an enabler. And a problem with a lot of brown women is that they are enablers. Okay, they are enablers. And so they get in the comment section talking about, well, why do we have to do this? Why do we always have to defend them? Why can't they defend themselves? You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to ask that question, because you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You're grown. They can't make you do anything. And this can go with family members too. This can go with your mother. This can go with family. Some people, you have some people, some of you guys are kind of the responsible person. And so because you played that role for a while, then the family always come and expecting something from you and get mad when you don't deliver, because you've been in that role for such a long time. They expect those things because you might have been in that role for a long time, and now that you're trying to break out of it, they're uncomfortable. Okay? But you don't have to do it. You have a right to the life that you want. And if it doesn't make you happy, constantly trying to be somebody else's backbone or somebody else's rock, if it doesn't make you comfortable because you feel like you keep missing out on your own life, constantly trying to be a rock for somebody else, constantly trying to save somebody else, constantly being a sacrifice for somebody else, okay? And the minute you want to take your power back, they're ready to fight you for it. You know, well, that's just what they do. That's what people do. But you don't have to do anything. So this goes, I use a brown woman as an example, but this just goes on for life. It just, you know, it just goes on for life. You don't have to do something you don't want to do if it's not going to make you happy. You don't have to just do what people tell you to do. You know, if somebody tell you to run the red light, you don't have to run the red light. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. If somebody tell you to go steal something from a store, you don't have to go steal it from the store. If somebody tell you to kill yourself, you don't have to kill yourself. And so when people say, well, why do we have to keep doing this? You don't have to keep doing it. Why do you feel like you have to do what somebody else says? You sound like a puppet. You sound like you sound like you can't think for yourself. When people say, well, you sound like you can't think for yourself. When those women get in the comment section and say, well, why do we always have to be the ones to defend them? When you say, why do we have to do it, like you really, really have to do it, you sound like you can't make decisions for yourself. But like I said, I wouldn't try to get this to these group of women because for some reason they don't like to listen. It's like they like to complain. They like to do it and complain, you know. But anyway, like I said, this goes on with life too, because see, like this same issue can happen, you know, with my family. Now, I'm not the one that's, you know, supposed to be the real reliable person, but what they have done is, I told you, they practice some dark arts and they've done some things, and because I don't figured them out, and I'm doing things to reverse their damage, they're pissed off about that. That's what I'm talking about. Whatever they were doing, the dark stuff has been working for them. They have been making a lot of money. They have been thriving. And now that I'm reversing their mess, they are pissed off about it. Of course, it's quite narcissistic for them to be pissed off as if I don't have a right to live my life after they done use all my energy to get rich. And now that I take my energy back so I can have the life I want, they're pissed and they're going to try to kill you. They're pissed, as if you don't have a right to your own life. But see, narcissism is taking over, okay? That's just what it is. Narcissism is just taking over. So I don't even ask the questions of why people do what they do, because I'm not on that love and light mess where I have to ask the questions why. Narcissism is taking over more and more each day. More and more each day. And so what I do is you know, if somebody want to attack you because you just want to live your life and you feel like you have a right to your own energy, and somebody want to attack you for it and they want to get to the point where they want to be a bully about it, I mean, it's up to you to decide how you're going to handle that situation. Are you going to continue to allow them to be a bully because you just want to live your life? Okay, are you going to run from them and you're going to run for the rest of your life? Okay. You got to decide if you're going to be love and light with these people, because they're going to keep attacking you, whether in the spiritual realm or physical realm. They're going to keep attacking you until you're finally dead. So you figure out how you want to defend yourself. It don't have to be with no guns either, okay? But I'm just saying, you're going to have to figure it out, but you don't have to do what people say. You don't have to jump off a cliff because somebody tell you to do it. You don't have to run across the street because somebody tell you to do it. And it's just when people say, why do I have to keep doing it? It's almost like you can't think for yourself. It's almost like somebody keep pulling your strings when you ask questions like that. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.